So for people who don't know me, one of the things that I tend to share is that I had been in a place where I was suffering from severe anxiety. And that, at one point in my life, I was a bit of like a recluse. Like I would go in my room, stay there, and then when it was time to go to work, I'd go to work. And then at work, I'd be like crying at my desk. But by the time I got to the conference, I still wasn't in a place where, I wouldn't be concerned with those things, But somewhere in Majesty, I felt like that broke. I wasn't so bothered by, just outward actions of different individuals. I wasn't holding on to different things that, like God had freed me from. Like it was almost like in that particular conference, I felt the confidence to be who I am created to be. So one thing that I remember, I was talking to Pastor Marla one time about the conferences, and I was telling her that I felt as if the conferences started to unfold into themselves as like a preparation to be in the presence of the King. So when you find your voice, it wasn't just about finding your voice for you to be amplified, but it was about finding the voice that the Lord's given you to speak out on things that, He's put inside of you. Lovely was like, to me, like that preparation process that like Esther had to go through, that was like a whole, I think it was a year or maybe longer, like in the story of Esther, there's this whole preparation that has to happen before she can even be in the presence of the king. And then Majesty was like the place where like he's here, and not only is he here, but like there's another level of like boldness and courageousness that has to happen, right? I feel like at times when you go to different women's conferences that there are they're like fluff songs, Sometimes the atmosphere is set to like the tone of what a person's dealing with, as opposed to trying to set the atmosphere for like the presence of the Lord. And so I just wanted to bring that up because I felt like it was significant. Being able to see someone younger lead worship, and then not only that, to bring in, like usher in the presence of the Lord in a way where a group of women who like don't know each other are willing to engage, like that's difficult. So to be able to do that to that capacity, but then to take on different parts within the sound, like that was incredible to me to see that. It was a significant part to like something that I got out of Majesty. Now for the women who are considering coming and they have not made the decision to come, what I will say is that although it's been a journey for me, like through the different conferences, there have been just different adjustments that have happened in my life from each one. I will say that I really feel as if this one's going to be very different and unique. It's almost like the beginning of a movement, and I don't say that to be like cliche or to be like, that's basically what everybody's saying these days, but I think sometimes it's very hard in the days that we live in to be a woman and to not be focused on what else is going on in feminism or women's movement or even the Me Too movement or all these different things, and remember that we are kingdom. It can be difficult to remember that we put kingdom first, and that's something that I pray like almost every day. Like, I mean, I give over my will to the Holy Spirit, but praying like thy kingdom come, thy will be done, is that reminder. So with Majesty, it almost brought in that space of kingdom, but with Uprising, it reminds you of your position within the kingdom. So I say don't think about it. Like, I hear all the time, like people say like, oh, I gotta pray about this. Oh, I gotta pray about that. There's some things, yes, you do have to pray about, but this is not one of them, Really, the conferences, the way that they've been set up by Pastor Marla and her team, there is you can sense the intention of everything that everything's intentional that they do. So you can can just see where even like the decorations, everything that they've put effort into, there's such a focus and there's such a thought behind who's coming to this conference. And just by the way that, like, when you step in and into the place and having that sense of intimacy and the ability to just be free, that they've been praying. You know that there's been a thought for every single detail. And so it's not just another like event. It's not just another like, oh, let me just go and see what these people have to say. Like, it literally is like there's everything has been thought out. So with that in mind, I would say, if you're really wanting to develop and grow and mature, shed some things, gain some wisdom, revelation, if you're wanting to be the woman that God's called you to be, and to connect with other women who desire to do that, then I believe you should be at Uprising.